IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with cotton. Did you know that the cotton processing industry is what led to the kind of oils that we use at home today? Back during the Industrial Revolution, cloth manufacturing from cotton was one of the main industries. Now, while the fibers of the cotton were being used for clothes, it left a lot of cotton seeds as waste products. And these cotton seeds had to be stored in large warehouses as their industrialists did not know what to do with them. Very quickly, these seeds would oxidize and get spoiled. The stench of these rancid seeds would be unbearable. Now, oxidization is when an oxygen molecule gets attached to the fat molecule. Oxidization is the reason most things get spoiled, even our bodies. And hence we have that billion-dollar antioxidant industry. Now, coming back to cotton, the scientists of that time tried to solve this problem. And in 1901, Wilhelm Norman discovered how to hydrogenate these cotton oils extracted from cotton seeds. In the process of hydrogenation, a hydrogen molecule is added to the fat, making it more shelf stable, making it less prone to oxidation. However, as a result, the nature of the oil changes completely. It goes through an industrial process and comes out a different product. Liquid cottonseed oil becomes a semi solid lard. And these kinds of oils were originally used to make soaps. However, they were later on sold to consumers as oils to be eaten. With this came a number of health issues. Without getting too technical, the body cannot understand how to use these kinds of processed oils. Their nature has changed with the adding of hydrogen, and as a result, they are not used by the body properly. They're treated as a foreign object and create inflammation in the body. This inflammation leads to more problems. Now, what is important to understand is that the body needs fat, natural fat, that it can use for creating cell membranes. Our brains and our nervous system is actually made from fat. Fat is used for absorbing different kinds of vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Fat is also used to create our hormones. When we get poor quality fat in the form of these hydrogenated oils, we get a poor quality body. The nervous system degenerates along with our cells. Worse, our hormones are less efficient. Now, it is getting increasingly harder to avoid these hydrogenated fats. They are in almost all the packaged foods that we eat. They're sprayed on roasted nuts. They're obviously used for deep frying our potato chips. They are even in the whipped cream. That's right. Read the ingredients in some of these store-bought whipped cream. It has no milk. It's only made from hydrogenated oil. Even the creamer that we use in our coffees to make the coffee look milky and feel milky is made from these oils. As your habit coach, I want you to have an amazing, strong, healthy body, free of inflammation and disease. And you can start doing that by becoming very particular about the food that you eat. Start by going through your pantry and replacing all the vegetable and hydrogenated oils like safflower, sunflower, soybean oil. These are the most commonly used hydrogenated oils. Remove margarine, which is also made from hydrogenated oils. Then replace them with natural cold pressed oils like coconut oil, olive oil, ghee, butter, sesame, mustard oil. This simple habit can change and have a huge impact on your health. All you have to do is replace the oils and get used to using the new one. Now, it might cause a little discomfort within the family, but that will only be there for a short period of time. The benefits of this will outlast the negative effect because very often it takes a little while to get used to that flavor. So, your super simple habit starts by just changing the oil that you use at home. This one time change can create a lifelong habit of healthy choices with the oil and fat used at home. We need to take control of our health and go back to eating natural products that our body needs and understands how to use. Usually in a podcast, it's me who speaks to you and you who listens. But I've been seeing your comments and it's time. It's me listening to you. Following the overwhelming success of this podcast, the good folks at IVM Podcast Network have decided to come up with a Kannada adaptation of the show for those who prefer listening to it in that language. do make sure you let your Kannada speaking friends know about this as well. Now, if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. We have a brand new habit coaching online course, quizzes, videos, and a lot more on the website awesome180.com. So check it out now.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On the Filter Coffee Podcast, Karthik speaks to 3 independent filmmakers, Guneet Monga, Sophia Paul, and Ashwin Iyer Tiwari. They dive into a conversation that is full of anecdotes, different visions, and films. Our new show, Voices for Water, hosted by Karthik Nagarajan, discusses India's Great Water Challenge. It examines the current state of availability of water in India and how we as citizens can do our bit to tackle this challenge. On the Paisa Vaisa podcast, Anupam is joined by Binal Gandhi and Sunira Sangvi, co-authors of Piggyback to Portfolio, How to Raise Financially Smart Kids. They talk about the reason behind writing this book and their research findings with more than 500 parents. On the Edges and Sledges Cricket podcast, Ashwin and DJ talk about the untimely demise of cricket legend Shane Warne. They also cover the India vs Sri Lanka series. On the Life Manifesto, Zarina highlights things she wishes that we were taught when we were younger, especially for women. And on All Things Policy, Megha talks to Arjun to discuss the recent tests conducted by the DRDO and how militaries around the world are embracing quantum. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you enjoyed this show or any of our shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Word of mouth really does help us. And also, please, a rating if you could. That is also extremely helpful to us. And remember, we're also on YouTube. You can check out ivmpodcast.com/YouTube to get a list of the different channels that we operate on YouTube. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance, Bank of Baroda, India Water Portal, and Max Life Insurance.
Namaste, this is Cyrus Brocha. I am part of the government cancel culture program to remove rubbish off all the different streams available. So what we have is all the collected rubbish we put together on our show. It's called Cyrus Says. It's on IVM Podcast. You have to watch it and listen to it. It's on our app. It's on our website. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. There are many different ways. Don't bother me and ask me how. You have to find out. We talk to different personalities. Many of them are known. Some are just people we meet downstairs and invite them up for chai. But the point is, it's fun and it's very therapeutic. So please join in and listen to Cyrus Says.